Welcome to Autoimmunity Expert, which is a series that is part of autoimmunity.in. Autoimmunity.in is a platform for people with autoimmune diseases and their caregivers to connect, to share updates, and inspire each other through their stories. We have with us today Dr. Subrat Arya, who's a consultant rheumatologist and clinical immunologist in Delhi NCR. He also has his clinic, Dr. Arya's Care, in Noida. Hello, Dr. Subrat.
Hello.
Chikungunya is spreading in all parts of the country rapidly, with some states facing as high as 113% increase in cases compared to last year. We decided at Autoimmunity Expert to simplify the symptoms of chikungunya and distinguish them from rheumatoid arthritis. This is with the objective, obviously, to help you understand the similar symptoms and to also get corrective help from your doctors. To dive right in, what is chikungunya, Dr. Subrat?
Yes. So chikungunya is an acute viral illness which is caused by chikungunya virus. It is transmitted by the bite of Aedes mosquito, which is also responsible for transmission of other diseases like Zika virus and dengue. So like other viral illnesses, it can present with high-grade fever. Patients who suffer from this can have muscle aches, myalgias, headache, redness in the eyes, nausea, vomiting, and particularly in this disease, that is chikungunya viral fever, they can have joint pain also.
What is then rheumatoid arthritis?
Yeah. On the contrary, rheumatoid arthritis is a chronic autoimmune inflammatory condition which predominantly affects the joints. It affects both small and large joints symmetrically on both sides of the body in the form of joint pain, swelling, and stiffness. Besides joints, rheumatoid arthritis can also affect internal organs by causing inflammation in them, like interstitial lung disease or skin disease or renal disease.
Both chikungunya and rheumatoid arthritis, you mentioned, have joint pains. Is there a difference in the type of joint pain and the amount of joint pain as well as the inflammation that a person can feel?
Yes. So chikungunya being a viral fever, it has very acute onset presentation. 70 to 100% of people who suffer from chikungunya fever will develop arthralgia, that is simple joint pain. 40 to 60% of these will develop arthritis. That means joint swelling, stiffness along with the joint pain.
Hmm.
Whereas rheumatoid is a chronic inflammatory condition having persistent joint pain and swelling. Talking of chikungunya, most of these people who suffer from chikungunya joint pain during the viral illness, around 60% will completely recover within a span of 3 months. Only 40% will have a persistent kind of a disease that is similar in rheumatoid arthritis because of the type of joint involvement and the pattern of joint involvement. Other important difference between rheumatoid and chikungunya is that rheumatoid is a multi-system disease. It can affect internal organs as well, like interstitial lung disease, which we have just discussed. And thirdly, the blood test in rheumatoid patient may show positivity for rheumatoid factor and anti-CCP, which are antibodies in rheumatoid arthritis, whereas most of the patients of chronic chikungunya arthritis will not have these tests in their blood.
Right. Thank you for distinguishing it so clearly for us, Dr. Subrat. We have often seen that rheumatoid arthritis patients show, joint deformities. Does this also happen in chikungunya? And if it does, how quickly can we see it developing in patients?
Yeah. So, like I said, only 40% of patients who develop chikungunya fever have tendency to develop a chronic form of arthritis. This chronic form of arthritis, once developed, is clinically indistinguishable from a chronic type of a rheumatoid arthritis. So, these patients have almost similar chances of developing deformities, but the proportion of them who are developing is still less.
Right. Now, since chikungunya arthritis you mentioned is a viral infection and one tends to get fever, how can we protect ourselves from chikungunya arthritis?
Yeah. See, uh, there are two, three issues why prevention is best in chikungunya fever. Firstly, we don't have any antiviral which is proven to be effective against chikungunya virus. Secondly, there is no vaccine available till date against chikungunya viral infection. And we do not know who of the persons who develop chikungunya viral infection will develop chronic arthritis.
Right.
So it is best to avoid or prevent mosquito bites so that we can save ourselves from getting the chikungunya viral infection.
Right. This is also very important. Good thing you mentioned it and brought it out that prevention is better than cure in this case. Treatment for arthritis as well as chikungunya is available. How affordable are both the lines of treatment, and how different are they as far as expenses are concerned?
See, for rheumatoid arthritis is a chronic condition. It requires regular treatment and regular follow-up, but most of the medicines are pretty much affordable now. For chikungunya, if it is a self-limiting disease, like it will be in most of the patients, then long-term treatment is not needed. So affordability may not be an issue for most of them. But for the 40% of people who will develop a chronic type of arthritis, they can be managed with the similar medicines which are used in rheumatoid arthritis. So it is pretty much affordable.
Right. We've understood earlier in a different episode with you that there are many types of arthritis. How does a patient understand that he needs to visit a rheumatologist for his expert advice for chikungunya fever as well as chikungunya arthritis?
Yeah. See, rheumatologist is a physician who is specially trained in managing autoimmune inflammatory conditions and various types of arthritis. So, if a person who is suffering from chikungunya has a self-limiting disease, like it will be in most of the people, they may not need a long-term follow-up or long-term treatment. But for those minority who are going to develop a chronic form of arthritis, it is very much essential to visit an expert who deals with management of such kind of arthritis, who is a rheumatologist.
Thank you very much for sparing your time today, Dr. Subrat, once again for us at Autoimmunity Expert. Please like, share, comment, and let us know. Reach out to us at autoimmunity.in, or please join our Facebook group, which is out at Autoimmunity Connects, to connect, share, and inspire each other through your stories. Thank you very much again for your time, Dr. Subrat.
Thanks.